Welcome everyone to the fifth round of the FIDE Candidates 2016. We are inside the playing hall of this amazing tournament in Cap St. George's, Cyprus. And this, dear friends, is the ChessBase mobile app recap of the day. What happened today? Today was an incredible day for one guy, and that is Javokhir Sindarov. He was leading the tournament with 3.5 out of 4, and everyone thought that maybe he'll slow down a bit. He's, after all, playing the top seed of the tournament, Hikaru Nakamura. But Sindarov was in no mood to stop as he demolished his opponent. Let's go and check the game. Playing with the white pieces, here Hikaru Nakamura came very much in an aggressive mood. He played this variation in the Marshall Gambit in 1d4. And here you can see white is already 2 pawns down. But white's compensation is this dark squared bishop already pinning the knight. The queen is a little bit offside. And here Hikaru thought for unbelievably 70 minutes. Yes, 1 hour and 10 minutes. And then the best move was knight e4. So let me just show you the best line. Knight e4. Queen f5 check, b4 here, very good move. Because if you play knight takes b4, here comes castles. And already white is doing quite well in this position after something like rook e8, queen d2, c5, and then there's all sorts of attacking chances with the knight being here.
But castle is very difficult move to consider, without being prepped.
True. In fact, Hikaru said later on in the press conference and in an interview that actually castling here, black's last move was something that he had not prepped for, which is why he was not sure how to continue. He played h4, which was not the best move. Check. In came b4, and this time Javokhir, instead of going back and going passive, took this pawn. Now again, if you take here, I have knight d5 check and I win the bishop. So that's the reason why Hikaru castled. But now, as it turns out, this position is very good for black. Rook e8, queen d2, c5 played, and now this is losing position already. I mean, it's a very tough position. After c5, I think Hikaru went rook a d1, trying to get the rook here, knight f5.
Knight f5 was a very good move.
It was the only move and a great move. Queen f4, and now knight c6 was played, and knight d4. And Sindarov was 3 pawns up and slowly cemented his position and managed to win this game. And with this, Javokhir Sindarov is now +4 in the tournament, which means that he is having the same number of wins that Gukesh had to win the candidates last year. Not the same number of wins, actually Gukesh had 5 wins and 1 loss, but it was +4 score. Now, as it turns out that this game, Javokhir Sindarov actually is leading the tournament and should be in like a big lead. But there's one guy who's stopping him from being in this big lead, and that's Fabiano Caruana. Caruana is just 1 point behind Javokhir, and that is because he lost to him. But today he managed to win a wonderful game against Bluebaum. And what I loved about this game is that Caruana came to the game with white pieces and said that, okay, I'm going to try and beat Bluebaum in his Petrov, which is a very tough thing. But he takes d6, knight to c4, takes on e4, and this is already a little bit offbeat, and now knight c3. Pawn takes, d5, knight e3, attacking the pawn, c6, and this is where Fabi played the move bishop d2. And the thing is, this move, the way white has played doesn't really inspire confidence, but it's a new position. And here f4, very cool move. Bishop g7, queen f3, and then he long castled here in this position. Black short castled, he long castled, and in such a position, eventually you got g4, f5, and then h4, h5. White attacked really nicely, and Fabi managed to score a big win in this game.
But how? How is the final position there?
Oh yes, the final position ended with a very pretty checkmate as Fabiano Caruana in this position playing with the white pieces. We can come to the final moment. It's not often that we see a checkmate on the board. It's white to play, find the checkmate because black is also going for the attack. And the move is 8-6 and the king is checkmated here.
It's always a nice gesture to allow a checkmate sometimes.
Nice gesture by Blue Bomb, who slumped to his first defeat after 4 draws. So now the standings in this tournament are Sindarov at the top, 1 point behind him Fabiano Caruana. Below Caruana we have now on 2.5 points. So it's 4.5, 3.5, and then we have Prag and Anish Giri on 2.5. Then Blue Bomb on 2 and Hikaru and Esipenko on 1.5. So it's actually getting to be a very, very tough event for few players and really good one for the remaining. Prag drew his game against Esipenko and Anish Giri drew his game against Wei. And now to the women's section where Amruta will take you through to the critical game.
And to the women's section over here, a lot of things are happening. I would first want to take you to this board where Lanu played against Bibisara, and Bibisara actually played Accelerated Dragon, and it was pretty interesting here. They landed in such a position here, and long castle, a4, generally...
Lagno is white.
Yes, Lano is white, Bibisara is black, this is the position they got. And here Lano played the move h4, and it was not a very good move. Bibisara had a great idea over here. Black to play was slightly difficult. It was creating a lot of chaos, but she missed it. Bishop takes a4 was super chaotic move, allowing rook takes c2, forcing white to take the rook. If he goes back, then the knight is attacked, and soon a lot of things are happening up over here. So this was like an insane idea over here. So she did not go bishop takes a4, and over here. And she played the move knight h5, which wasn't the best. Bishop d4 was played by Lano, and e5 she went back bishop f2, and later d5 happened. She took here. This was under attack, but this knight went into the corner defending this very solidly, and white got the attack with g4 and so on, and Lano actually beat Bibisara in a very nice game here. Then Lano leads the tournament with 3 points. Now going to the game of Vaishali. Vaishali was playing with the black pieces. Maybe I would go to this side.
She was facing Zhu Jinner.
She was facing Zhu Jinner, who has been world number 2 in rating. Actually, in the opening, this was allowed a6, and this pawn is always quite irritating. And you land up in such a situation where Vaishali had to kind of find a bit active play with rook b8, threatening b5. Now this was quite critical, but she went for f5, and believe it or not, this is a very thematic move. It's a very natural and normal move, but somehow it did not work in this case. Later she had to play knight c5, but b4 came in, this whole kind of pawn storm. White got e5 passer, later even d5 happened, so this was double.
I think how it happened was knight g3 now?
Knight g3, knight c5, no. b4, yes.
Okay. Nice.
So she played knight g3 here, knight c5, b4 was played. The knight had to go back, and
maybe bishop d2.
I don't remember.
I mean, the idea
exactly.
that happened was after
D5 and E5.
yeah,
yes, bishop D2,
D5,
D5,
CD.
CD, and E5 happened over here, where actually black got the full control of the C file for the whole game. But it wasn't enough. Later, D4 pawn was lost, and these two pawns created a big restriction. Vaishali had to actually block this pawn with her king, and she was outplayed by Zhu Jinner. A very fantastic game by Zhu Jinner. And the other boards, Divya Deshmukh drew against Tan Zongi there, and we had one more board which was Anna Muzichuk. Yes, with Goryachkina it was pretty early draw, and I think Anna is also on 3 points, Lana on 3 points,
and Zhu
Jinner on 3 points. So a lot of them.
Three-way tie at the top, and we also have few players on 2.5 and players on 2. So actually, there's no one below 2 points. So it's actually
it's a
now
big fight,
3
big
versus
race.
Top is 3 and bottom is 2. While in the open section, top is 4.5 and bottom is 1.5. So the difference is 3 points.
Huge. And who would imagine that Nakamura is on 1.5? I mean, but you know, that guy is insane, and we are looking at his comebacks in the future rounds.
Hopefully not next round, right? Because he's facing Pragnananda.
Oh, Prag versus Nakamura.
Round
Whoa, guys, put in the comments, what do you think? What is your prediction of the result?